So these are the resources we require. 28 logic gates, 5 thrusters, uh, 6 sensors, and one of them does have to be level 5. 4 gas containers, 2 big chests, a level 5 saddle, does need to be level 5, a level 5 controller, 2 switches, a button, 17 concrete 3, and 14 bearings. And we'll need a variety of type T's, stray pieces, and bends. Alright, we are going to start this build by grabbing 2 of the bearings, along with 2, 3, and 4 of the suspensions, short suspensions, and then a block of your choice. Grab the lift, throw the 2 bearings on the block, drag 2 out and 2 up. We will then place suspension on the block and drag it out over into where the suspension would be. We're then going to weld that together and break it so that it falls out. We're going to do this with all 4 pistons, or not pistons, suspensions, excuse me. That 4 times. And this will give us the items we need to build the stabilizer that we're going to use for a number of reasons. One of them we are going to use to keep track of with sensors so that the creation knows when it is not level and it can correct for that. The other one is going to be on the creation itself, keeping it a little bit stiffer than anything without a suspension glitch. Okay, we don't need this anymore. We're then going to do bearing on that block, another bearing, then place that facing away from the suspension so we know which direction we need to place on. I'll just go ahead and do that to the other one right now as well. Let me grab some more bearings. There we go. We then whack it with the hammer. Okay, that'll work. Take the weld tool, weld it on so it's facing down. Then when we put that on the lift, we can get the weld tool out and weld that together. A little tricky. There we go. Then break this. We'll do the same with this one. That'll work. Weld those together. Break this all off. Gonna let us place a block here? Okay. We'll place a block on this one as well. And we will set these aside for later, but if you notice, they don't tip over. And that's what we're going to be using these guys for. Alright, next thing I'm going to have you do is grab your lift and grab the seat. And then position it forward on the lift. Lift it up so you can get underneath it. at the very front. Corner piece going out on either side. You're then going to grab your chests. So, okay. So from here we do a T-piece right here. Facing straight up like that. With the bearing on the inside. And this is actually where we are going to place our first thruster. We're going to place it so that it's right there. Okay. And this is where we will connect our gyro sensor, which we'll build now. Okay, so we're going to grab our stabilizer, and I like to have it upside down. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to put it. Okay, from there, on two sides opposite of each other, we're going to place bearings. And then T-pieces. Then do corner pieces on each of those. Straight pieces, or no, T-pieces going out at 90-degree angles from the first bearings, and then we're placing bearings on those. And what this does is it makes it free floating, so that whenever the creation that is attached to it turns, it will remain straight because it is a suspension stabilizer. So from here we will build a little cage around it. You just check that I'm doing this right. Okay, so it's not these, it's actually down to the sides. And down. Alright, check again from here. Yep, so from here it is this on one side. Similar on the other. So this up. Then to make working on this easier, we can actually just make sure that's all welded together first. Okay, we will then weld this to our machine. Okay, and now you'll notice if I actually tilt this, that piece stays straight. You can then hook up sensors underneath here and it'll be able to detect whenever the craft itself pivots. So let's do that now. Wait a minute, this is not right. One block too. My apologies for that mistake. Make sure this is all welded. It is, right? This side comes down and goes straight. This side comes down, goes over. This side comes down and goes straight. And this side comes down, goes over. We can then go grab some bearings. Put one punch. Okay, and then from here, we can place a little curve like this. And let me actually grab another bearing. We'll leave that for later. But now we can grab the sensors. Each of these we can place facing straight up. Okay, and this last bearing we will throw just around. Okay, from here we grab more of these, and we're going to need 7 logic gates. From the back we are going to do a curve over and another one. Then I'm going to place 5 logic gates going up till it's level with the seat here. Place our last level 1 sensor facing towards where you would sit. We're then going to place another logic gate on top and another underneath. Okay, we will hook all of these up later. From here, we are going to grab the welder. We're going to weld right there. One from the bottom. From here, we are going to grab our level 5 controller. And we want it facing this way. We'll place it there. We can weld that on there as well. We're then going to grab 3 more logic gates and the short suspension. One goes on top, the other 2 down the side. And these short suspension we go there. From here we can grab 9 of the level 3 concrete and make a square of it on the suspension. And you'll notice that this weighs it down partially. Alright, so from here we need to grab the level 5 sensor, 2 more bearings. I should note at this point that I miscounted. I did not count for a suspension glitch, so we did miss 2 bearings. You'll need 2 more. And when I said at the beginning, from here, this one up, over, and down. We'll place a bearing on that. And then we'll also come to, we'll go on this side, don't think it really matters. Place 2 straights. Corner piece, bearing, level 5 controller facing straight, like opposite of the one that's on the seat. Okay. From there we can grab another thruster. And we will place it opposite direction of the one on the front. Okay. So at this point we can connect the bearing there. And what this does is this allows us to control the angle of that sensor up there, which we can set to color mode and pick any color. We'll do brown. We'll do this brown. We can grab our paintbrush now, pick that color, and paint the center block here. So this will allow us to detect whenever our creation is falling, if we angle that sensor correctly. Alright, so I've noticed another mistake that I made. What we need to do is, instead of placing these here, we place them up slightly. There. So it's like 2 blocks from the same level as the seat. This way, when we're flying and we hop out, it won't be such a drastic change. You'll be able to walk up it. Okay, and we'll do the same for the other side. Okay, from this point we can hook up the controller to, we'll hook them up to the sensors. And we'll set up that setting later. We will then hook it up each of the thrusters that we have on bearings. Alright, next for my ease of use, I'm going to have you paint them. Do brown, green, 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 do white, light gray, teal, and brown again. Okay, then this will be red. This will be teal. Alright, now I'm going to have you grab some logic gates. Or 11 to be exact. There we go. We can then grab our switch and our button. We will place them all right across the top, like so. Then we will go 2 out on the last 2. Oh. Got it. Oh, I did not miscount. Okay. From there, we will do Amy. We'll actually do 2, 4, 5. Then do white, gray, gray, black. Okay. We can place our switches. One is going to go there. The button is going to go on the opposite side. Then our final switch is going to go somewhere underneath that you have knowledge of where it is. Because I'll explain it later. Why that is important later. Alright, so first thing I'm going to have you do is hook up the switches to the seat. 1 is the first switch, 2 is the button, 3 is the one underneath. Okay, we're then going to hook up the sensor that is sensing your head to both the green ones. The top one is going to be for the switch. The second one is going to be for the button. The second one is then going to go directly to the red one, which we're then going to change to an OR gate. The top one that the switch is connected to, we're going to change to a NAND gate, and the one that's on the switch should stay an AND. Or the button, I should say. The one that's on the button should stay an AND. Okay, from there we are going to take the switch and the sensor, connect that to the dark blue, change that to a NOR. We're also going to change the light blue or teal, whatever it is, to a NOR. Okay, from there, let me actually do this first. We'll do the sensor that senses your head all the way down to the teal one. Make sure that's a NAND. From there, we'll send that to the teal one up there. We'll then send the number 1 switch to the teal one, and 3 to the teal one. Okay. From there, we'll hop back up. And we are going to chain together all of the switch on. We're going to chain together all of the ANDs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That connects all 5. We are going to send each of these NORs to the first of the ANDs. And we're actually going to change the first of the ANDs to an OR. Okay. From there, we take the last of the line and we send the output back to the dark blue and the teal. Okay. We can then take one of the outputs, one of the blue, light blue or lighter blue outputs, and we can send any of those to the red one back here, which should already be an OR. Yep. Okay, so this means that this is here, I'll show you. So when we're in the seat and nothing is pressed, it should be off. When we're out of the seat and say we fall out and 1 is pressed, it should still be off. But as soon as we hop back in the seat, it starts to pulse. So each of those we can send to the red logic gate back there if we need more power. This gives us variable thrust. And I also have 3 as an override. So if you want to get out and still have the creation fly, should still. Okay, I must have done something wrong. Oh, I know what's wrong. The sensor should not be hooked up to the teal. My apologies. Okay. Yep. So that will stay on. So essentially what this is a dead man's switch. If you should fall out of the seat because of lag or any other reason, then the machine will just drop like a stone. And you won't lose your expensive creation, because I know how expensive this thing is. Alright, next thing I'm going to have you do is come here, connect 1 and 3 to the bottom teal one here, and then connect that to the top teal one. We'll then connect the sensor that detects the brown block, the level 5 sensor, to the top teal one. The top teal one will then go directly to the red logic gate. The bottom one, with 1 and 3, will then go to each of the grayscale ones we have at the front. Next thing I have you do is set up 1 to the bottom brown one. This might be unnecessary, but I'm not sure if we'll need this later. So 1 from the bottom one, then we want the sensor that detects your head to the bottom brown one. Then we want to take that bottom brown one all the way up to the top brown one. From there we take the top sensor that would detect the brown block, send that to the top one, then send that top one down to the red one. Alright, next thing I'm going to have you do, grab 2 more logic gates. We're going to take those and we're going to throw them right on the side here. Okay, from here we want to take the sensor that detects your head and send it to the new ones that we made, as well as the white ones if we haven't done that already, which I don't think we have. Okay, from there we will paint these new logic gates light gray or dark gray and black. Alright, from here I'm going to have you take 2 of the fuel containers and place them so that they are slightly forward, like that. And the same on the other side. Okay, we're then going to grab 4 more logic gates. Leave that layer for later. Pick 1, put 1 on each. And then we will add the thrusters here real quick. Yeah. Here. Yep. Grab those 2 bearings real quick. How do we have these placed? Going clockwise. Okay, so we'll grab the 2 thrusters real quick. I believe that is correct. Yep. 1 on each of these. We will then designate each of these a specific color. So I'll do white for forwards, light gray for backwards, and black for left. No, we'll do light gray for left and black for right. Okay. We're then going to paint the corresponding sensor the corresponding color just to help remember and visualize which goes to which. There and there. There we go. Okay, we will then hook up the sensor to not directly to there. Okay, so that's bad. Don't do that. We will hook it up to there. That is the light gray, so we'll do it to there. That is the black. Okay, and then you will do that with the ones that are back here as well. So this is white. This should be like light gray. This is black. And the other side should be dark gray. Okay, from here we connect each of these to their corresponding colors. So white goes to there, gray goes to back there, then gray goes to there, and black goes to there, and the same with these. Black, gray, white, and light gray. Okay, from there we will also connect red to all four. And very importantly, switch these to OR gates. Okay, so now I'm going to have you place your two final fuel containers. Yeah, that's what they're called. We will grab the two bearings, the suspension piece, and we'll grab these blocks while we're at it. 3 goes underneath here on each side, and the other 2 go here. These are just kind of counterweights. We can throw this thing on the lift now. And anywhere underneath here, I'll just throw it here. We are going to build suspension steering. For that, we need one more corner piece. Come on, I'm gonna go grab one. Alrighty, now that we got the part, come over here, place that, place the suspension, finish it off. Connect both of those to the seat, reverse them, and because the seat is level 5, we can actually come in, fine tune it. I found 5 degrees is pretty nice with max turn speed. I'm going to do that to each side. Okay, we can then connect all the other bearings that are connected to thrusters to the controller. I think they're all hooked up now. And this is just to offset them so that they are centered with the creation so that they don't cause any issues. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. We want each of those to be 22 degrees, I found is pretty good for those. We'll go to 15 each. And if you don't know how to fine tune shift and dragging, it's you finer tuning. Okay. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all thrusters. So we can turn each of these to 45 degrees. Okay, and they may be facing the wrong way, but that's fine. We can just come in and reverse them. One I do need to check is underneath. Lift it up. I don't think that's the right way. That's the right way. Okay. I can actually hook this one up straight to the seat. And while we're down here, go ahead and increase its thrust. Okay, so now we are going to come over here. We can edit this so that it is 30. We'll try 30. Oh, and it's going the wrong direction. We'll rotate that forward. Oh, and increase the range. Doesn't really matter what to. As soon as that comes in contact with that brown block there, it should be able to detect it, and that should happen when it's falling because it's compressed. Okay, I went ahead and filled these up, and if I'm right, these should be good for a test ride with the exception of this. So this one should be 2 under full. These should be almost full. Okay. So we just need to connect the fuel to each one of these. Ah, right. Yep, it would be better if I connected these. Yep. Easy mistake. Easy mistake. Alright, so let's give this a shot. Alright, we never hooked up the gyro sensor. Or did we? We did, but we forgot to change the direction the right way. Rotate that. Rotate that. That. Rotate that. Okay. Shot number 2. Okay. It needs a little bit of adjustment on the gyro. So what we can do, the great part about this is if you're ever leaning to one direction, you can come in, check which sensor that would correspond to, and then tighten up the range a little bit. So for right now, we're just going to bump each one up 1 degree. We'll bring them all to 23. See how that does. And I felt like we were also lacking on lift a little bit. So what I can do to adjust that is slightly increase the turning radius of this one that detects when the block is falling. And that should help us hover a little bit better. Here, actually, since we're dropping slightly, instead of changing this 35, we'll drop that back down to 30. And we'll come over here, grab another one of these, and hook it up to the red logic gate. And give that a shot. Okay. It's a bit better. There you go. Here, let me tweak with the settings a little bit. See if I can get it to go a little bit better, and I'll let you know what I find out. Alright, so I tweaked it a little bit. I disconnected the center one here. And the forward thruster is here. And then I changed the top adjustment on the controller to here. And this seemed to work pretty well. Just to demonstrate. Press 3, 1 and 3 disables the dead man switch, so you're able to hop out. Here, let me drop a little bit more, and I'll show you why we have that switch on the bottom. We go like right about here. Get it nice and stable. Okay. Oh no, I've fallen off. Oh, whatever will I do? Oh hey, there's that switch again. And you can shoot your craft down. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy the flyer. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can adjust it to your liking. And thank you for your time. Enjoy.